We just read a portion of a conversation that Jesus had with two of his disciples on Resurrection Sunday. And he walked up to them. The Holy Spirit made it so that they could not recognize him, and he engaged in conversation just to get a sense of what was going on. And then they replied to him, "Don't you know what's all happening here? Where have you been? We had, this Jesus, this prophet, he was among us, and now he's no longer with us. And we had this hope. We had hope that he was the one to redeem Israel. Why did the chief priests and the rulers, why did they give him up over to the Gentiles and condemn him to death? And why did they crucify him?" And then they let out what was deep down bothering them. We had hope. We had our own nationalism, that we was going to, be from under the oppression of the Roman government. He was the one to redeem us from the hand of the enemy. And then they said, wow, and all this stuff is happening, and today is the third day. And Jesus, after hearing all this, he then began to teach them. And then it says here, and beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he interpreted to them in all the scriptures the things concerning himself, or the things concerning the Messiah. So Jesus now took what they had already had a base understanding and began to elevate it. And what was the key point in the elevation? Jesus himself was able to elevate the scriptures. One of the lessons that I get out of this is that we may have a base understanding, but the scripture will never really come alive until Christ or the Holy Spirit gives elevated understanding. The two disciples, they had an expectation of the Messiah that was slightly distorted. It wasn't totally wrong. They were looking for the freedom of Israel, but yet they also was missing a point, that Christ not only came to redeem Israel from the hand of their natural enemy, but Christ also came to redeem Israel from their sin, as well as the sins of the world.